Hey guys, it's Sheila, and this is Pretty Little Liars, Season 4, Episode 10. This was a very good episode. It's still a lot. We still have a few more questions, but A is really fucking with people. Really mess with, and it really has it out for Miss Mary for some reason. I don't know why, but it starts off with the girls in school. They're talking about the whole situation between Jenna and Shauna, and Hannah was like, "Oh, we should ask questions for Shauna and everybody else." And Emily gets a text from her mom saying that Allie's mom, Jessica DeLaurentis, wants them to stay in the house. And Emily is far against it. She was like, it's creepy and all this other stuff. Hannah kind of wants her to join in so she can find clues and find out stuff that they don't know. Caleb, okay. Yeah, let's go with that. Caleb, they meet with each other. Ezra seems distracted and Spencer sees it. Then again, that's when we find out that Malcolm is not his child. Okay. Hannah and Caleb talk about the P.O. box and that it leads to an address that's in Philly. And we find out that Aria goes into Philly with Jake to the regional thing because she wanted to go to support her boo. Wrem is talking to Mona about how she feels about the stupid ass picture. Basically she was like, well, you've been hiding secrets and all this other stuff, and then Wrem was like, well, you was hiding secrets too, that you wasn't taking your medication, and also that he missed the GN diagnosis. Whatever that has to do with it, I don't know. Toby gets a package with the sheet music, and it says, and has a note, instead of going for the lamb, go for the lion. Leave the lamb alone and go for the lion. Or whatnot. Emily sits her in Allie's room. It's creepy in there that Allie's mom, Miss DeLaurentis, leaves everything the way Allie had it or whatnot, and Emily's freaked out about it. Spencer thinks it's a good idea to stay so they can find stuff and whatnot. Miss DeLaurentis is kind of creepy. Caleb and Hannah, they talk about stuff, and Hannah wants to get into Radley. Caleb's against it because he still thinks Mona's an enemy. I don't know what Mona is. Mona's kind of like, she's like a frenemy. Hannah finds Ren and asks about CC Drake and all the stuff, and then Ren tells Hannah that, oh, a nurse told him that a blonde girl came by and he thought it was her. And then Hannah said she didn't come by at all, but after Hannah leaves, he gets on the phone with somebody. Who it is, we don't know. Toby talks to Spencer about the note and the music sheet and stuff, and Spencer basically said the note is, instead of going for Eddie Lamb, go for Dr. Palmer, who might know more than Eddie Lamb putting together. And that Toby also said that his mom used to play that song anytime at Radley, and also that his mom might have had sessions with Dr. Palmer and talked about music. Somebody's spying on Emily in Allie's room, and she finds out that Miss DeLaurentis is getting a divorce. Ezra and Maggie have a heated conversation, finding out that, like I said, Malcolm wasn't his son and how he fell in love with it. and she basically lied. And she told the situation of what happened. She wanted to have Ezra as the father because she thought it would be a good trip. Sorry guys, I got cut off. So this video will be put together because I am not putting a two-part out. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Caleb and Han have a dispute about telling Mr. Hastings about A and all this other stuff, and that he feels like he can't protect her, and then she was like, oh, you're all the protection I need, and Ren is spying on them. Ren goes to Mr. Hastings and tells him how he's worried about Mona, and that how she's very dangerous and stuff, when she should be the one that not trusting Ren in the first place. Yes, we know Mona's a little crazy, but you're turning them against Mona. Come on now. Arya's on the phone with Hannah. She gets to the gets to the address that CC Drake supposedly lived at, and her roommate was like, well, if you see CC, let me know. Allie's mom is talking to Emily, saying how she kept seeing her and all that stuff, and Emily was like, well, you're not the only one, and blah blah blah, and all this other good jazz. The roommate basically tells Arya, oh, well, she's been kicked out of school and all that stuff, and she was like, well, I thought y'all were friends with Kiki. She was like, no, Allie was friends with her, and they were good friends with Allie. Like, they didn't really know Kiki too much. So I'm trying not to look at notes so much, but so basically the roommate's basically saying that CC blames the girls for getting kicked out because she thought they were part of it, and it was really just Allie's ass. Toby and Spencer go see Dr. Palmer, and he's hardly remember anything until Spencer plays the piano, and then he remembers and thinks he's talking to Toby's mom. And then Spencer starts playing and talks about the blonde-haired girl, and then he gets taken away. But he was like, oh, and tell Miss Sullivan to come see me in my office. Spencer tells Hannah and Emily and stuff, and Emily goes off work because she doesn't want to talk about it. By the time Spencer and Emily leave, Miss Sullivan just wants them to stay for dinner, and Spencer decides to ask Miss Sullivan, does she know Dr. Palmer? And then they have a little flashback of Allie playing on the piano, and Mrs. Sullivan is yelling at her about playing a little prank about her being in Raleigh when it was really Cece and stuff. Let's see. And Miss Sullivan just said that instead of like switching clothes and all this stuff, they basically switch personalities. So, which is why when you hear something about Allie, it could have been Cece, and if you hear something about Cece, it could have been Allie. They tell Caleb, Miss Hastings comes in and says that, oh, that she can't be Hannah's mom's lawyer anymore because, excuse me, because she was obstructing justice, because there was, there was something going around saying that she bullied Mona into confessing. So she can't be a lawyer. And also, a guy who was working on the furnace and stuff came to tell Emily and Miss Sullivan about the furnace, and also that somebody's been living downstairs in the basement. They find a little open crawl space, and then she goes back upstairs, and Emily turns off the light and sees drill holes leading to upstairs, and you can see Miss Elementus walking. It's not bullet holes, it's drill holes. Somebody said in the comments of the website that I go watch the episode on, I think it was bullet holes. No. If you watched in the episode, you know it was a drill hole. And that's pretty much it for that part. And then A found the little Manolos. I think they were Manolos. Whatever Mrs. Marion had, her shoes, or something that was all muddied. In the demolished house, by Emily's picture, she throws the shoe. She or he throws the shoe. And that was the end of that episode. So, like I said, that episode was pretty good. But I kind of just want to know who A is now. All this stuff, A must really have it out for the parents or whatever is going on. Either way, A must got it really going off Mrs. Marion. Oh, it's in my eyes. Oof. Nobody can have that. Anyways.